Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
To a dad, that is just pure pleasure.
This is heaven on earth.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left.
So to fund their fairy tale...
Get your little fishy when the boat comes in.
Brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business. On this series, we follow those expats.
Dave, you got any euros?
Setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
Not happy. Not happy.
But will they flourish?
We're going to do it, we must do it properly.
Or will they fail?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
It is life or death.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
Fans broke down.
You are joking.
It went bang.
On today's show, can this chef turn a chaotic kitchen
We found a huge amount of cockroaches.
into a top-class restaurant?
We're starting to get sleepless nights because you're starting to get worried, you know. We don't want to run out of money before we open the place up.
A new life in France?
Our living room in London, I think you'd fit in 4 times.
But will car trouble end the dream before it even begins?
There's petrol just spewing out of it.
And can a carvery on the beautiful Costa
Are you all right, mate? All right, no.
put romance back into a marriage?
In fact, some days I don't even know if we like each other, to be fair. Do we?
I don't know, do we?
I don't think so.
Andalusia, southern Spain. An area of outstanding beauty where the cuisine is as varied as the landscapes. There are traditional tavernas in hillside villages serving up paella and tapas, a dish which was invented here. And then there are the beachfront bars, or chiringuitos, where you can order the catch of the day straight from the sea. The Med offers over 700 species of fish, from dorada, tuna and bream to some of the best shellfish in Europe. So it's a perfect place for seafood fans to set up home.
2 gazpacho, please. And I'll have the avocado and king prawns.
And calamari fritos.
Chef Steve Hyatt and his front-of-house wife, Allison, have left Dundee to start a new life in the village of Mijas.
This is what you can do on your day off or before you go to work. You know, you can come down here, sit and relax before you go to work. It's just super. Couldn't do this in Dundee.
Steve and Allison only landed here a week ago, and they've been totally won over.
The fact you've got an outdoor life.
Yeah.
You can plan things in the outdoors here. You can't do that back in the UK.
No.
Whereas here, you can plan if you're going to go to the beach and have a barbecue.
Steve wants to bring his own brand of Northern European seafood cuisine to this area, and he sets his standards very high.
I've eaten in La Bernardin in New York. Gavroche, love it. Glen Eagles we used to go to nearly every week.
No.
Well, it was nearly every week.
Once a month if you...
Once a month. Well, nearly every week when the birthday parties and everything else
Darling,
we
you
had
have a
there.
birthday once a year. Always exaggerates.
Yeah, right.
Allison and Steve have sunk almost 17,000 euros. That's around £12,000 into the lease on this run-down restaurant. They want the quality of the venue to match the cuisine, so there's plenty of work to do, and quite a few nasty surprises too.
We found a huge amount of cockroaches. It's been closed now for a couple of months, so obviously nobody's been keeping it down. Well, here's the kitchen in the middle of a clean-up. But as you can see, if you have a look at the grill here, I mean, this is hours and hours of work.
But there has been some attempt at pest control here.
It's a bag of water. That keeps flies away. And apparently the flies have a look at it, see themselves so big and fly off. But
Maybe they do.
yeah, maybe they do, I don't know.
The decor isn't much better.
The photographs of famous women. Posh Spice. I don't know who a lot of them are, but I'm sure my husband might.
There's Shakira. Now, I can relate to this one because this is what my wife looked like when I met her.
The Hyatts have set aside €8,000 for renovations. Another area needing attention are the toilets.
We've got a tiler in at the moment, but Daisy are having issues because we've discovered that all the bathroom tiles have been secured to the wall with concrete as opposed to tile glue, whatever you want to call it.
Well, they're not going to fall down, are they? That's for sure, you know.
Built to last.
The Hyatts have given themselves 4 weeks to sort the restaurant ready for opening.
I think everybody that does this sort of thing, you're always up against it, especially when it's not a new build, because you sometimes just don't know what you're going to uncover.
There's no doubt Steve and Allison have a big mountain to climb, but with 27 years' experience between them, they're not daunted.
Uphill battle? Nah, we can handle anything.
I mean, it looks worse than it is. It's like everything. It's like when you get a new house or whatever, and the finishing touches make it shine. It's just the same with restaurants, you know.
But our last one we did, we were 5 months delayed. But we had another restaurant running then, so we did have an income, but here we don't have an income at the moment, so we need to get over.
Yeah, it's much more time sensitive.
But with the opening day looming and no idea what other surprises may be in store, will Steve and Allison really be able to pull off their fine dining dream? The Lot-et-Garonne in southwest France, one of the most unspoilt areas in the whole of the country, nestled amongst pine trees and vineyards. The views are breathtaking and the climate is mild all year long. It's the perfect place to escape the rat race.
You know, you look at all the things that France is famous for. Cheese and wine and Brigitte Bardot and, you know, all of those. Jacques Cousteau, yes, exactly. And I wanted to be Jacques Cousteau. That was my career plan when I was a child.
Catherine and Kim currently live in London with their beloved dog, Louis. Catherine wants to recreate the happy memories of childhood holidays in this part of the world.
The first time I came, I was 14 and I did an exchange. And I stayed in a house with a French family. And I loved everything about the way of life. It's civilised and gentle and not like London. It's so not like London.
But Kim is less convinced about trading the city for the French countryside.
I think the reality of actually moving here crept up on me. And I can't remember an exact point where that decision was discussed and made, actually. Thinking back.
Catherine sold a 2-bedroom flat in London and swapped it for a new one in Garonne. And this is what she got for her cash. A stunning 4-bedroom farmhouse with enough space to turn it into a B&B.
As of 10:15 yesterday, this was my house. But it hasn't sunk in yet.
Set within 4 acres of its own land, it has fig trees and orchards and a large detached barn. With a price tag of £180,000 or €250,000, it's given Catherine and Kim a bit more bang for their buck.
Our living room in London, I think you'd fit in 4 times, maybe more.
This house dates back to 1840 and has retained many of its original features, including oak-beamed ceilings and stone walls. And the surroundings are peaceful and tranquil.
It's quite incredible to think, you know, a 2-bedroom flat
In West London.
in West London can buy you, you know, a whacking great farmhouse with potential for a couple of sheets in 4.5 acres of land. I mean, that to me, I still struggle to balance those two things out.
This is the main upstairs bedroom. So this is the one that we could see as a family room.
While this is a beautiful property, they are going to bear some big bills to convert it into a B&B. With all Catherine's money tied up in the house, Kim will stay in London to help pay for the work.
I think the hardest thing for me is going to be the dog, you know. Yeah, I mean, you I can talk to on Skype. I can't.
I know what you mean. I'll try not to take offence.
She's going to miss the dog more than me.
Yeah, the dog...
Okay, I'm holding the dog ransom.
Yeah.
The dog will not be allowed to go back to England, and that will make her come out and visit me. I think we'll actually miss one another more than we probably want to admit to.
If we had thought about that too much, we wouldn't have done this.
No.
So, you know, and yeah, we've got to give it a go. If we don't give it a go now, there's always going to be that what if. And, you know, we don't want to spend the rest of our lives doing what if.
There is also a barn in the grounds, and they want to turn it into a holiday cottage or a gîte. But it's in a bit of a mess.
Yeah, that looks a bit quite
Hiya! Reception committee.
Their budget's €135,000. That's £100,000 to renovate the house and convert the barn. It's a huge task that needs experts, so they've called in the local builders,
Good to see you.
who aren't so local after all.
What have you done with Ian?
He will be here, definitely.
Builder Kerry is a Somerset lad who now lives 30 minutes away from Catherine and Kim, and electrician Ian used to live in Suffolk. The soon-to-be B&Bers have a clear vision on how to turn this barn into a 2-bed and 2-bathroom gîte.
I want to do all of this, so this living room and the kitchen all in the same tile right the way through. So these kinds of things are gettable here?
They should be. I've seen ones very similar, yeah.
The cream one, but with grey grout.
Yeah.
In the London Underground style.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. So I can be really happy I'm not on the London Underground, thank you.
Well, I wouldn't want you to miss it.
Still feel at home. Yeah.
They also plan to put in a brand new kitchen, but it seems there's something these novices hadn't considered.
You did your kitchen layout and I've changed it very slightly.
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
I think there was no washing machine and then they changed the units to make them symmetrical.
Yeah, right. So are you going to put a washing machine somewhere else?
No.
The builder's visit has given Catherine plenty of food for thought, and now it's time to get down to business.
Ballpark figure.
I'd say probably going to be 60, maybe up to 70,000.
Are we talking euros or pounds?
This is euros.
We're talking euros, OK.
Yeah.
That's almost half of their budget just on structural work.
We just looked at it and thought, oh, it needs a kitchen and a bathroom and some plaster on the walls and the flooring done. Just goes to show.
And that's not the only worry.
How long do you reckon it's going to take?
I'd say it's got to take about 6 months, isn't it? At least, I would have thought.
I think 6 months was longer than I was expecting.
That was a lot longer.
Is that worrying?
Yeah.
Look after yourself. Have a good trip back.
Thank you very
and we'll
much.
see you,
We'll
see you
in
soon.
June.
Yeah, see you in June, right.
Catherine and Kim have had a big wake-up call. And in just a week's time, Catherine will be saying au revoir to London forever. But will her French fairy tale turn into a nightmare? 60 years ago, holidaymakers began visiting the Costa del Sol, and the UK's love affair with this part of Spain is as strong as ever. The region is home to 103 towns and villages, and there is something for every taste. From Puerto Banos, a playground for the rich and famous, to Marbella, with more golf courses than anywhere else in the world, to party towns like Fuengirola. And of course, everywhere is bathed in around 320 days of sunshine every year. Publican Steve Lewis and his wife Jill have moved here after being totally seduced by the sun, sea and scenery.
It's just a pleasure coming to work and seeing this every morning. Back home it was a supermarket blank wall, but waking up every morning, it's a pleasure to come to work, and when the sun's shining, it's great.
2 months ago, Steve and Jill were running this pub in Barrow-upon-Humber. But they've now swapped a pub on the banks of the River Humber for one on the beautiful Fuengirola Marina.
Grimsby Town Football Club, that's their badge, but I've named it after my father. He was a fisherman from Grimsby. Mariners on the marina, because as you can see, we're on the marina.
And Steve thinks his gift of the gab will go a long way in winning over his new clientele.
Football, everybody loves a football, food and fun.
He's a nightmare, to be fair.
I don't know what you mean, love.
Yes, you do. Have you seen the back of his head?
That's why she married me, because I'm mad.
Weird.
Isn't it, Del?
Yeah.
Steve and Jill have worked in pubs for 15 years. It's all they know. But working long hours has put a real strain on their relationship.
It's not easy, you know, we do have our arguments, we have our ups and downs, we have our fallouts.
In fact, some days I don't even know if we like each other, to be fair. Do we?
I don't know, do we?
I don't think so.
We survive on our love, don't we?
No, we're not skinny enough.
Steve and Jill are hoping a new life on the Costa will help them put the romance back in their marriage. And it all starts now.
Are you all right, mate?
All right, Doc.
After a 3-month renovation, today is the official opening of their traditional British boozer.
Do you like Yorkshire pud?
I would love it.
Thank you.
Steve believes the key to success is to give tourists a taste of home.
Today is Fuengirola's first and one and only carvery. We fetched a carvery unit back from England. We've not seen another carvery anywhere in Fuengirola. I think the nearest one to here is Benamagna, which we went to try that out ourselves. You know, we've always had the idea that we'd have a carvery when we got here. So this is it. This is our very first one and it's going well. We've got a few bookings this afternoon.
It may not be everyone's idea of a beachside meal in the sun, but Steve's convinced he's onto a winner.
Definitely a gap in the market here for carvery. The creatures of habit, they like the Sunday roast or the Sunday carvery, and so give them something what they want.
Proper snap this, damn. Like being back at home.
Steve and Jill have stacks of experience running pubs and are convinced they can make a go of this one. But the big question is, will the Costa del Sol sun put the spark back into their marriage? The picturesque Lot-et-Garonne in southwest France. And in a quiet hamlet just outside the village of Guérin, Londoner Catherine Morgan has been chasing a dream.
The escape is from something that is drudgery. A way of life that just feels like a treadmill. This place is the right place to escape to because it's a polar opposite. This offers me an opportunity to eat well and to live well and to live at a pace of life that's enjoyable.
Catherine plans to run a B&B and self-catering gîte from this 18th century farmhouse that she picked up for the bargain price of €250,000. And today's the day the dream begins. Ealing, West London. And the time has come for Catherine to say au revoir to the big smoke.
It's just quite a big, momentous moment, actually, to see all of our stuff going out. So I hope it's going out. Louis, we haven't told him what's happening. We've been trying to teach him to say Le Wolf for when he becomes a French dog, but he's anxious. I can tell he's stressed out. He's just fed up. He just wants to go to the south of France and sunbathe. Or is that me?
While Catherine moves to France, partner Kim will come back to work in London so that they have an income to fall back on.
Kim's had to go to work, and she decided I was capable and competent to be left in charge of a bunch of removals guys.
There's a lot of stuff to shift. Luckily, organisation is what Catherine does best.
This is the project called The Great Escape, and this is my pride and joy. I think this is a very lightweight project plan. This is the list of things to do day by day in the final month. So decorators coming in and the gardener coming in, and there appear to be 4 stars here, which I've awarded myself for genius planning. Probably not normal, is it? People at work don't think it's normal.
It's early evening, their home is all packed up.
You should see the house.
Smoky.
Very, very, very empty. They were like gannets. They just descended on the place. It was all 4 big burly blokes. I mean, they just picked everything up and were just so quick.
And the reality of what they're doing starts to hit home.
It's very final in that there isn't any going back from this. Somebody was telling me about a family that moved and went off to France and moved in on a Saturday, and by the Wednesday phoned up, French Moves, the removals company, and said, changed our minds, about big mistake, we want to go back.
Really?
Come and pick it all up. They only did 4 days.
4?
Yeah.
What was so bad?
There's no turning back for these two. Tomorrow morning, Catherine, Kim and Louis are booked on a ferry to France.
This is really happening.
It is a bit fun, isn't it?
It is.
It's 6 a.m. Kim, Catherine and Louis have just set off to the port.
How long's the journey altogether? It's about 8 hours from Dieppe.
But after stopping for petrol, they've run into a problem. Their car is leaking fuel.
I don't think it normally smells this bad of petrol in a petrol station, but it really stinks here at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's all our fault.
It's all our fault, yes.
Do apologise, everybody.
The car is not safe to drive, so Kim calls for help. But she's getting nowhere fast, and with the ferry leaving in less than 3 hours, frustrations are showing. Finally, she gets through. But has this dream stalled before it's even begun?
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
So I would say we're not going to get the 10 o'clock ferry.
It's often said you could drink in a different bar every night of the year in Fuengirola. The nightlife attracts thousands of tourists. Competition is intense, but Steve and Jill Lewis are confident they can make their new pub work.
The main unique thing is that we know what we're doing. You get that many people come to Spain and think it's easy, they're on holiday. Oh yeah, we can do that. And the amount of people that come and fail, they don't realise how much hard work it is. I've been in the pub game 37 years, so it's a long time to be stuck behind bars without being a criminal. So yeah.
You get a little pot belly as well.
But hard work alone won't be enough. They need a niche in the market, and Steve thinks he has one.
We want this to be a music pub, known as a music pub, and people to enjoy what we put on.
Tonight is Steve and Jill's first big music night. They've booked a country and western act, hoping it will pull in the crowds.
I'd be happy with 50 to 100. I'd be happy with 200. If we get 50, bums on seats, we're in for a good night. Bit nervous at the moment because, we're waiting for the punters to arrive.
I'm the artist.
But the Costa del Sol's favourite country and western singer never lets his loyal fans down.
I'll do the opening of a handbag, me. I don't mind not bothered, because I get paid.
It's our first party night, and it's all happening now for real. I'm joking up, thinking about it.
Johnny Westwood,
Steve and Jill are hoping to make a name for their pub on the marina. It looks like they're succeeding.
It's a massive day for Steve. It's, I suppose it's like the birth of a child, isn't it?
It'll be a good night for him.
Yeah, it'll be a great night for him, yeah. I hope it goes down well for him.
Everyone seems to be enjoying the night, and though Steve and Jill are well down on the 200 punters they'd hoped for, they did manage to make almost €800.
We're realistic. We've only been here a week. People don't really know us.
In the first week, it's bums on seats, and that's it. There's people out there enjoying the scene. And we're part of somebody else's life now. We've made it.
I don't think as many turned up as we expected, but the ones we've got in are a good crowd. So the main thing is the ones that are in and enjoying it, that's the word. So.
Yeah. Word of mouth will get them out. Yeah. So yeah, we'll certainly have a few more next time.
Steve's sure that more live music is the way to get people through the door.
We're going to start having a look round, audition them, see what's out there. Put me Simon Cowell trousers on and we'll have a look.
In Mia's Costa, Steve and Allison Hyatt are working around the clock turning a rundown restaurant into what they hope will be the best seafood place in town. A town they have fallen in love with.
Number one's the weather.
Number 2, vino tinto, por favor.
Allison and Steve have moved all their worldly possessions over from Dundee. The job of making their Spanish villa feel like home begins now.
It's got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Beautiful outside area we have as well. Nice big garden, and it's cool. Bit of a sun trap, it really is, this part in the morning. It's very, very hot here in the morning. The sun comes up here, obviously, goes around. And yeah, so you've really got the sun all day. Splash pool. There's a swimming pool just down the hill there. There's just no comparison. Well, for here, we were paying, when we sold a house, we moved into a place called City Quay in Dundee, because it was close to the restaurant. And it was £850 per calendar month, plus council tax. Here we pay €750 a month with no council tax. You know. And obviously your electric and gas bills aren't going to be much either here, so, which is quite nice. So again, that's another saving. You know. And the property was nowhere near as big as this. It was 3 bedrooms. It wasn't as nice as this. You know, it's just absolutely super.
And Steve also has a ready-made chef's garden.
We've got a little chilli plant, just growing a chilli. We've got some rosemary, some chive, and some thyme. And I've watered all these, and they're looking much better today. I watered them all yesterday. In fact, I watered the whole of the grass because it was really looking a bit dark yesterday.
It's now just 3 weeks until Steve and Allison plan to open their new business, a top-class restaurant called Latitude 36.
Well, Latitude 36 is where we are, and that's the idea of it.
And it's quite unique.
It's unique. Nobody else has got one. We've checked it out. I bought all the domain names as well.
At the restaurant, Steve and Allison have made great progress. When they arrived, these kitchens were thick with grease and grime. Now, after a deep clean, they're finally ready to use.
The whole kitchen's had to be totally degreased, as the refrigeration, ovens, fryers, canopy now, we've got rid of all the grease running down the walls. Such an amazing job, it really, really is.
So Chef Steve has his kitchen up to standard, but the extra work here is causing big delays and concerns are growing.
We've got the board there, it just says opening in April. And that's about all we can say really at the moment, because we keep coming across problems. We haven't got an income at the minute. That's the most frustrating thing, is that. But yeah, you've just got to go with the flow, because it's no good getting upset about it, because there's actually nothing you can do about it anyway, you know.
And Allison is having her own struggles.
I forgot to put on sunscreen yesterday, and hence this lovely beetroot shade.
Today, Steve needs to rip down the outside awning, known as a toldo in Spain. Easier said than done.
There'll be all sorts of rubbish in the top of it.
It's been cemented to the wall. It also hides a nasty shock.
I've got speaker wire, which is used as a live cable.
That's why I get him to do it.
The couple are coming across problems every day. Has their €35,000 investment simply bought them a bucket load of botched jobs?
I have a little problem up there. We can still see daylight in the corner. That's the only problem. Lucky it doesn't rain much in Spain.
Latitude 36 was due to open in a week's time. But with so much still to do, the Hyatts have had to put the opening back.
I'm not too stressed about it, put it that way. I'd rather we had everything right. And obviously you can see at the moment it's not possible to open.
But now, to top all their building nightmares, there's a new problem. Another seafood restaurant has opened in the neighbouring village. Competition for the Hyatts. But even worse than that, it's also called Latitude 36.
And I don't need people to think of that name, whether it's just a coincidence or what, I don't know.
With the website built and the signs ordered, this is just one more headache the Hyatts really didn't need. The April opening is slowly slipping away. On the beautiful Fuengirola marina, experienced pub owners Steve and Jill Lewis are settling into a new life in a totally different environment.
One thing that you can't change is the view. When you wake up in the morning and see this, you come to work, it's a pleasure being at work, it's a pleasure being in the office.
Steve and Jill came to the Costa hoping the sunshine and scenery would put the romance back into their marriage. And it seems to be working.
I'll be honest, I think if we'd stayed in England, I think we would have been divorced now.
No.
Fact, we would have been.
Probably.
The magic of the sunny Costa del Sol is doing wonders for their relationship, but it's spending time together that's proved vital. A few weeks after their bar's opening, there's an international food and drink fair in town. It's another chance for Steve and Jill to enjoy the place they now call home.
It's probably the one and only time we'll get out of the bar, so it's not very often that we do get time together out of the place. Just don't you throw up on me.
Unfortunately, they seem to have made an enemy of one of the locals.
Yeah, getting picked on the dodgems by a
Picked
10-year-old.
on by a 10-year-old Spaniard.
I think I might be traumatised.
Oh no, you can't be traumatised, darling.
I think I'm traumatised.
This downtime is just what Steve and Jill need.
Well, it's certainly been worth our while just getting out from the bar, spending time together. The next thing is we need to product sample.
Is that beer time then?
Beer time. Well done, Dal. A very good one.
But it's not long until attentions turn back to the business. It's May, and with peak season fast approaching, Steve and Jill are looking for the headline act that'll pull in the punters.
We've heard about an entertainer who's sort of newish in town, so we thought we'd go along and have a look, see if it's any good for the mariners.
They're on their way to see singer Paul Burnham.
I heard we've got quite a lot in tonight.
But Paul isn't always called Paul.
This is worth its weight in gold. It means I can turn up anywhere and put on a show. It's like Judy Garland.
When he's putting on a show, he goes by the name of Guapatini.
I've even got bum padding in. Give me a little pert bottom. Are you enjoying that? I can tell you're enjoying that.
I don't know whether you call them drag queens or drag artists. I don't know what is the correct term for them, really. But we've heard a lot about him. All good. I don't think there's anywhere in Fuengirola that's actually putting this sort of show on.
Come on, darling. We're here.
Worries me when you start being nice.
A legend in the making.
Always nervous. Although this is, I've got a nice loyal following here. I've been here for like 2 years now, but I want to do a good show for our guests who are coming to hopefully book me for their venue. But I've got my mum and dad in as well.
Please welcome on stage the gorgeous Guapatini!
How lovely to see you all. You all look absolutely gorgeous. I didn't even know Little did clothes.
If he wasn't enjoying himself enough already, Steve has been invited to the stage.
Blazers and a short. That's a lovely look you're rocking this evening, and I love the 80s as well. Now, I would like you to just say something lovely, lovely to your wife.
You are the love of my life, Jill. And I'd like you to take the credit cards and go crazy!
Really good night. Really good night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's always a good night here. I think Steve is going to book me for his venue, which is always good. More work. Thank you very much.
What an entertainer that guy is. Yeah, he's definitely got a booking. If I have to fork up out my own pocket, you know, yeah, we'll put a cover charge on and hopefully we'll cover that and it'll only get better.
Steve and Jill think they've finally found themselves a star to light up their bar.
We need that guy behind us to make a success of Mariners on the Green.
On the outskirts of London, at a services somewhere on the M25, our wannabe B&Bers Catherine and her partner Kim and their French adventure has just hit the skids.
Yep, it's dripping still.
They've encountered car trouble.
It looks like the pipe.
Catherine and Kim are barely out of London.
Tank.
It's really not a great start. But it's now approaching rush hour on the M25.
Looking at the distance we've got to travel and the speed of the traffic on the motorway in the direction we're going, we haven't got a hope of making that.
After an hour and a half delay, Catherine and Kim are back on the road. They're resigned to missing their ferry and instead are determined to make the most of their last day in the UK.
It's sunny. See if we can find some fish and chips. Let the dog have a last play on the English beach. Thank you very much. Great, thank you very much. Come down here and find a bench.
And after a stressful start, fish and chips at the seaside is just the tonic.
The last thing you could do before you leave is one of the most British things you can do. Shouldn't we have gone and drunk a pint instead?
It's late afternoon.
I just want to get out of England now. Don't make me come back.
Catherine and Kim are finally setting sail for their new adventure.
I don't have any illusions. I think what I'm planning to do is going to be a lot of hard work, and it's not going to be plain sailing, but it's about the quality of life.
And now there's sort of this excitement starting to bubble. You know, we've had some stuff thrown at us today, but we've got through it, and now it's really happening, and it's, you know, yeah.
I don't know how you say goodbye to somewhere that you've lived for all your life. So I'm not going to say goodbye, I'm going to say adieu. Or possibly à bientôt.
After a journey lasting 2 days, Kim and Catherine finally arrive at their new home.
It's been just an enormously long journey, 2 days. Oh, I'm happy now.
Now their new life can begin. In Mijas, Costa, Steve and Allison Hyatt have big ambitions to open a top-class seafood restaurant called Latitude 36. Well, that was the plan, anyway.
There is a Latitude 36 already.
Oh, just newly opened.
Just newly opened.
Steve and Allison decide to pay the competition a little visit.
And there it is. And it is a seafood grill, the same as ours. So that's what we thought was quite remarkable for somebody to come up with exactly the same name. But hey-ho.
The new Latitude 36 is based in nearby Mijas Pueblo. This charming mountain village has amazing views of the Andalusian countryside, leading down to the coast. The cobbled winding streets are home to some of the best restaurants in the region.
It'd be interesting to see what he's doing, yeah. I'd like to find out who his suppliers are as well, actually, because it's probably the same people I'm going to use, but you never know, you know.
This Latitude 36 was named over 6 months ago by expat owner Lisa and her business partner Hugo.
So how did you come up with the idea?
It was Hugo came up with the idea because of the ships in the sea and the line, the Latitude 36. So he with the fish and having a fish restaurant, and that's how he came up with the idea.
We think the same.
So great minds think alike. But Steve is one step ahead of his competition.
Have you got a website?
It's on Facebook.
Then Facebook. Because if you want the domain names,
We've got
them.
Oh, have you? Yeah.
Latitude 36 is one of the swankiest fish restaurants in Mijas. The visit is giving Steve and Allison a real taste of what they might achieve.
Yeah. But I love the unit. Absolutely beautiful. I love the floor.
I know, it's great.
Oh, wine boxes. Isn't it?
Oh, no, it's not.
Is it, oh, just boxes.
Could there be a little bit of the green-eyed monster here?
No, jealous is a feeling of insecurity, so it's something I never am. You know. What? I've never been insecure.
So that's the decor checked out. Now what about the tapas?
Well, menu-wise, it's very Spanish.
Looks nice.
Looks nice. You've got the pil-on, mussels, Mediterranean, clams. It's very Spanish, yeah. But we're in Spain. That's what we expect. You choose, dear. I'll just eat it. It's very nice, actually. It's amazing here that the starters are as big as a main course. Come and try our food.
The Hyatts have been without income in Spain for 9 weeks. The pressure to open is on. But coming to Latitude has given them a huge boost and the determination to keep going on.
It's not all about work and, you know, because all we have done for years is just work and work and work. We enjoy what we do, so we're quite lucky. But then you've got the added advantage here of this stunning scenery, the weather's nice, you know, as much as we love Scotland, it's freezing cold, it's wet, you know. It's still stunning, but you know, this is nicer, but it's so warm. But we can't wait to get going, you know, we need to get going because we're going to run out of money otherwise. So we've really got to get going.
It's the next morning and the April opening is no more.
We're starting to get sleepless nights because you're starting to get worried, you know. We don't want to run out of money before we open the place up, you know. And when we're this far behind, you know, with weeks and weeks of no income at the end of the day, so it does take its toll, you know. So, but we'll get there, as you do. At least you're doing it in the sunshine.
And now there's another problem with the toilets.
The outlet for the hot hadn't been capped properly, so it was leaking behind the tiles and coming out of the bottom. She was great when it's all done, you think that's great, looks lovely and all the rest of it, and then it's not fit for purpose really, because it was leaking, it's not fit for purpose.
But today things are looking up.
Good afternoon, guys.
Right, let's get unloaded.
Steve and Allison have decided to resurrect the name of their old place in Scotland, the Blue Marlin. And now their new sign has arrived.
I'm really, really pleased with this sign. Yeah, it looks absolutely super.
It's a big relief, because having signs made is not as easy as it sounds.
Exactly the same as the old one, isn't it?
The new signs have cost Steve and Allison €1,000.
Do you think that's too high, Steve, or?
No, I think it's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's fine, yeah. Very high for Allison, because she's only that big.
And it marks a big step forward for the couple.
That's really good, yeah, I like that. Oh, yes, very good.
This renovation has gone way over budget.
Looks good, eh?
But finally, after dozens of sleepless nights and days of hard graft, the Blue Marlin is ready to open in 1 week's time.
At last.
Yeah.
Another milestone reached.
So this time next week we'll be open.
Next time.
Almost to the end. Or the beginning, should I say.
As the Hyatts attempt to open their doors, will Steve overcome some last-minute hurdles?
Looks the same, smells the same, but it's sent the rice a really strange colour.
Catherine and Kim arrive in France.
Whoa, here comes the lorry.
But can they get their B&B open before the start of the season?
I'm very conscious that time's ticking by and I have no income at the moment.
And can Steve and Jill's British pub
Happy Easter!
Oh, thank you!
pull in the punters with its Easter Sunday service?
Watch this space. This is going to be the best bar in Fuengirola.
Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
To a dad, that is just pure pleasure.
This is heaven on earth.
But sunshine and scenery, and a great lifestyle, need to be paid for.
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left.
So to fund their fairy tale,
get your little fishy when the boat comes in.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business. On this series, we follow those expats.
Dave, you got any euros?
Setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
Not happy. Not happy.
But will they flourish?
We're going to do it, we must do it properly.
Or will they fail?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
It is life or death.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
Fans broke down. You are joking. It went bang.
On today's show, there's an important family conference.
I think a line needs to be drawn in the sand.
As these great escapers fight to keep their dream alive.
No, I don't want to go back to the UK. I will find a way out. I don't know how, but I will find a way out.
The new hypnotherapist in town is on the lookout for clients.
Here we are, 2 people. Looking good.
But will his demo win the work he so desperately needs?
You did something for me that really sort of changed my life.
And at the end of their first season...
I'm the cocktail queen at the moment.
These bar owners reckon they've made it.
Is that what you're going to give me?
And now they have their eyes on a new business.
Basically, me and Karen want it.
Spain, with its 8,000 kilometres of beaches, boasts some of the world's leading holiday resorts. The town of Fuengirola is the new home of best friends Gary Adamson and Karen Hiles, who came here 6 months ago to open Sam's Bar.
Get a couple of menus.
And in that short time have made it into the most popular establishment in the area.
Ladies and gentlemen, we received notification from TripAdvisor themselves that the bar that you are now sat on, Sam's Bar today, we actually got to #1.
It's now the end of the summer and Sam's is the bar to beat. Gary and Karen's trademark warmth and enthusiasm have won the favour of the area's many tourists.
Is that what you're going to give me? It's Sunday roast day. We're always busy down here for our Sunday roast. And it's great. I'm so chuffed. You know, we're heaving in here.
And today is a very special day for Gary. His mother and father have come over to visit him from the UK.
You can't beat a Sunday roast.
So my mum's coming in with my father for the first time for their experiences of my new bar, basically. You know, I tell them obviously on the phone back in the UK how we're doing, but now they're actually experiencing it for themselves for the first time. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic.
Didn't really imagine that it was going to be like this anyway. Call this your office. Not bad, is it?
Gary's parents have more than just an emotional tie to the bar. 6 months ago, they lent Gary £5,000 to get the business started.
Do you reckon?
Fantastic. More than enough on my plate, to be honest.
Yeah, there wasn't enough.
They're more than enough. Right. You better go and see your customers.
1 small beer and 1 white wine.
The success of Sam's Bar means that Gary and Karen have more than exceeded their financial expectations this year.
I'm the cocktail queen at the moment.
Not only were they able to pay back the money they borrowed from Gary's parents and the bank, but they now have a healthy pot of savings which they're looking to reinvest.
Put your order in, as soon as it's ready, I'll come back out of it, OK? Thank you.
I know that he'll come out on top whatever he does. The family have always thought, well, whatever he does, he'll come out on top. And working with Karen, that's the pair-well match there.
Gary and Karen may be enjoying their current success, but it hasn't always been plain sailing for these two friends.
There certainly was times, wasn't there, when you think, oh my God, was it the right thing? In the beginning more than anything, because once we got to like April or May when we're up and running in, it's like, wow, hang on, this is good. But up until that point, from when we first opened, it's like, oh, blimey.
As the tourist season draws to a close, Gary and Karen have big plans in store.
There's your cutlery, all right, and your sauces are all there. OK, enjoy your dinner. Obviously, we've got the bar, but we're also having a little look for a second one as well. Bar #2. Watch this space, but we believe
#2 is on its way.
There will be a #2.
France. Officially the most visited country in the world. With a recorded 83 million tourists a year, many of whom come to enjoy its slower pace of life. French people sleep on average 8.8 hours a day, more than any other European country. Former construction company owners Matt and Helen Bradley swapped busy lives in London for the tiny and tranquil village of La Maze.
When we first met, you'd do the water for my cement.
Get on with it.
Things have changed. The passion's gone.
Matt and Helen own a gîte, which they rent out during the summer season, and they're also building their own house. But the couple are down to their last €6,000, and they need an alternative income now that the tourist season is at an end and their gîte is empty.
Some things haven't changed.
Yeah, you put too much in, that hasn't changed.
So Matt's main focus over the past 3 months has been establishing his new venture, Hypnotherapy.
Nice and relaxed after the...
Yeah.
Nice and chilled.
Yeah, one more positive feeling, and I feel that now.
But in rural France, building up a client base isn't easy. Today, Matt's hired a room in a local village bar to give a public demonstration of hypnotherapy.
There we go. That's pretty much it then, is it? We can leave the rest.
But with only 2 replies to his €190 newspaper ad, Matt is worried he'll be performing to an empty room.
Here we are, 2 people, looking good. Going to be at least another 2. Only 4 in anyone's eyes. Oh, there's a car.
For the business to succeed, Matt needs to attract at least 10 to 12 clients a week. So today is crucial.
How you doing, all right? Good to see you, yeah?
But the nerves are kicking in.
I had to go and do a little bit of self-hypnosis just before.
The hypnotist hypnotised.
Morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone here. Now, wouldn't it be fantastic if we could just get a solution that reset our minds?
It's a mostly English audience and includes some of Matt's regular clients.
Sally, do you mind me asking you about this? OK, so how many years have you had panic attacks for? 47, 48 years. That's 48 years that you couldn't go outside on your own. So that's been an interesting journey for you. And it just put everything in sense, didn't it?
Others are new to the idea of hypnotherapy.
I'd like to invite Alex up onto the front of the stage. So round of applause for Alex. You've got this emotion. Can I ask you what it is?
It's the fear of my mobile phone ringing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, OK.
It's a fear.
Right. Why don't you turn it off?
It's switched off now.
All right, OK. OK, so you're visiting for the first time this year your favourite place down by the river.
After Alex works through his issue, the demonstration turns into group therapy.
Look to the extreme bottom left whilst keeping your head straight. Bottom left. Then straight again.
I can't believe that everyone was doing this stuff together. It's like, I found that quite weird that everyone was quite... Even I did it. I wouldn't normally do it, I don't think. But everyone was really quite accepting of the whole thing.
Well, thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it or found it interesting anyway. Thank you very much. Cheers. Okay.
Matt's presentation seems to have gone down well.
Feel free to call whatever it is.
Take another one for someone else.
You can take as many as you want here. I think that went okay. I'm not sure. I remembered everything. I don't know if it was all in the right order.
Yeah, you did really calm me down. I can get quite nervous, especially when the phones rings like this. But then Steve, my friend who was sat over here, rung me up just 5 minutes ago, and no, it was all right. I picked it up. Hello, who is it? And no, I didn't feel nervous.
Yeah, he did fine, didn't he? I thought it was quite a good atmosphere. It's a shame more people didn't turn up, but it could have been 2. It could have been so much worse. He got his message across, and I think, that there's already 2 people that want to come and see him that,
Back home, Matt receives a call from volunteer Alex.
You did something for me that really changed my life.
Oh, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic.
No, thank you so much, mate.
Feedback like this is why Matt's so passionate about his work.
All right, Alex, listen, take care of yourself.
Yeah, lots of love.
And you too.
Bye.
Take care, bye.
But it remains to be seen whether Matt can turn the goodwill from the demo into a raft of new clients. The Costa del Sol, southern Spain. Famous around the world for its high-quality produce and local cuisine, this is the place where fried fish was invented. In the town of Benalmádena, it's been 2 weeks since the Jones family from Wigan bought the Skivers Rest Bar. The summer season is about to start, but the bar's opening has been delayed by the absence of electricity or water. Mum Wendy has applied to get the utilities reconnected, but so far without success.
My contingency wasn't as large as it should have been. We are at the end of any contingency we had, and I have to admit I've had to borrow our family in order to complete the task.
Because we're strapped for cash, I'm just looking to see if I can maybe get a job, like just to keep us going until we get up and running, really. It's saying there may not be any jobs available for recruitment in Benalmádena.
Today, they've been promised the electricity will be switched on, so they can start to trade and finally make some money.
So he says it definitely will be on today.
But there's bad news.
Nothing. Nothing. Nada.
Great, so we've come down here. Wasted fuel and time.
Oh! You come.
Their bar is still without power, and now they only have €200 in their pocket and still no income.
Right, okay. No problem. Alright, thanks.
I came down here yesterday because they said they were going to be putting it on. Now I've been told it's today. I can just see my money being eaten away on wasted journeys and wasted time.
The Joneses are faced with a difficult choice. With no electricity, they have no business, and with no business, they may have to return to the UK.
We have got no money left. I think a line needs to be drawn in the sand. I've nothing left to draw on. I can't draw any money from anywhere else now.
Get my car over here next month, I'll have 500 quid off that. That's next month's rent, isn't it?
What about this month's?
Oh, buggered them that one. I'm trying my damnedest and trying to think so.
No, I don't want to go back to the UK. I will find a way out. I don't know how, but I will find a way out.
None of the family want to face the possibility that their Spanish adventure could soon be over.
I'm going to miss my lemon tree.
Hope's still there. With every rainstorm, there's a flower grows.
True.
And it's not over yet.
Yes, dear.
Oh, big sucker.
The next morning, the Joneses return to their bar. There's still no electricity, but now at least they have a plan.
I think our best option is to sell this place and try and recoup back our money that we put into it so far. If we can sell it, we can get our bond back and sort of regroup and start again. Right, we're going on, we'll end up going on into bankruptcy. Let's see what happens when John comes over, see what John has to say.
That John is John Kaler, the business broker who helped them buy the bar. The Joneses have called him for advice on their next move.
I think the grim reality is at the moment is that they've really come out to Spain underfunded to move, open a business, rent a house, all for under £10,000 is being totally unrealistic. You all right, guys?
But will John be able to come up with a solution to their problems?
You do?
I don't do kisses, mate.
All right, babe.
Or will their Spanish adventure come to an end? In the central French region of Haute-Vienne, Matt and Helen Bradley are building their dream home. It's part funded by the rent from their gîte, but with the holiday season coming to an end, they need another source of income, or they might not be able to finish the house.
Grass needs cutting, but that's all it's grown in 2 weeks, which ain't bad, is it?
Matt's hoping his new hypnotherapy business will help pay the bills.
Now, wouldn't it be fantastic if we could just reset our minds?
If Matt is to attract further clients, he needs to dress the new hypnotherapy room to give it a more professional look.
Go for old-feeling textures, you know, something that people feel comfortable with. They might have just, you know, an old armchair, but a comfortable chair that they can sit back in, that's big enough, you know.
Yeah, old-fashioned, kind of eclectic, all kind of cobbled together with old but nice stuff.
Yeah, it's got to have something that looks like
Sort of medical.
I don't suppose you've ever watched Sherlock on television, you know, that kind of...
Matt's obsessed with it looking like Sherlock's room.
But with funds running low, they're going to have to do it at the right price.
An interesting little piece, that. It's in pewter, 1939, that.
That's a serpent on there?
Yeah, that's a serpent.
What's that for, then?
that for surgery?
It is for killing wild boar.
No, I'm impressed. It's really nice stuff, actually.
Oh, there's some great bits.
Yeah. So, Rupert, you've got this in at 25. Can I give you 20 euros for that?
There you go. Oh, go on, you can have it to 20. All right.
Can I have a 15?
Get out there before I drag you out there.
All right, then. Take care. Give us a bell if you see anything.
All right.
Looks good then, isn't it?
Armed with his finds, he can finish his dedicated hypno room.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Which means he doesn't have to kick the family out of the living room every time he has a patient.
Now, tell me your problem.
I don't know that it's maybe a little bit more wimpy Holmes than Sherlock Holmes at the moment, but I think that table's maybe kind of bringing in more of a... There we go, look, it's coming into its own look now.
Richard.
Hello.
Take it high. You're the first person to get here who's found it first time.
Matt's latest client has suffered with a medical condition for 10 years, an itchiness and uncontrollable urge to scratch, which causes painful wounds.
On a couple of occasions, it's got so intense that my hand has moved toward, you know, to do the scratching on its own. I'm sort of watching my hand moving on its own. It's possible that the actual biochemical reason for it has disappeared a long time ago, and all I'm doing is perpetuating it by scratching at night, and so it doesn't go away for that reason.
Matt's plan is to work on Richard's unconscious mind.
I want you to imagine that you can't open your eyes. Your eyelids actually feel like there's somebody stuck super glue on them. Yeah? Okay.
The first session is all about assessing and relaxing him.
So when you're ready, you try and open your eyes. And you'll find the more you try and open them, the more stuck they become. Okay, and on 3, 1, 2, 3, open your eyes.
That's very strange. Yeah, really couldn't open them.
Richard leaves with his eyes open to hypnotherapy's possibilities.
I tried all sorts of things, and this is the only psychological approach. The others have all been various medicines and all the rest of it. But actually, when I was in there and before actual hypnosis, just talking, it went away.
Repeat business is excellent. I hate the whole money side of it, actually, but repeat business is exactly what I want.
In Fuengirola on the Costa del Sol, it's another busy day at Sam's Bar, run by best friends Gary and Karen.
That's the first time she's washed up in a couple of days.
Get lost.
It's the height of the season and business is booming. But today, Karen has been left at the helm.
I'll have a black coffee.
Yep. While Gary embarks on a secret mission. Before setting up Sam's Fuengirola with Karen, he co-owned another bar 10 miles down the coast.
We're in Fuengirola at the moment, but we're on way to Benalmádena, which is the next resort down from here in the Costa del Sol. I'm off over there to see my old bar, the first one I bought when I did come out here.
Gary's not afraid of dreaming big, and he's heard some news that's got him thinking.
I've heard there's a rumour circulating that it's back up for sale again, and basically me and Karen want it.
Benalmádena is a lively resort which lies between Torremolinos and Fuengirola. And with the dream of making Sam's Bar a brand, Gary thinks his old business would be the perfect starting point.
I know the bar, I know it very well obviously, so I know the potential that's there, in not only in Benalmádena but at that bar itself.
It's been a year since Gary was here last, after parting ways with his previous business partner.
The old entrance to the bar and the terrace as well. It's a big, big terrace. From what I can see, no changes. Strange seeing it again, actually, to be honest with you. It's the first time I've been back since I left. There's not that many people around, but, you know, that's... Again, it depends on the personalities you got in there owning it and working it, you know.
But there's no time to stick around. Gary spotted the current owner of the bar.
Oh, quick, go. Perfecto, gracias. I think they would rather sell it to someone else for less than to give it back to me.
If he gets his hands on it, this bar would be a big proposition.
Size-wise, it's 4 or 5 times bigger than Sam's and Fuengirola. It's not on the front where we are at the moment. It's set back off from the seafront, you know, so you're off the beaten track a little bit. But there's a lot of expats who live over here, and that particular bar gets a lot of local trade from the expats.
Gary has hired a lawyer to try and start purchase negotiations with the bar's current owner. Only time will tell if he can make his dream a reality.
I find it hard to settle into the one thing and say to myself, that's it. You know, I don't. Life becomes boring then for me, you know, so you move on, which would be great, you know.
In Benalmádena, it's make or break day for the new English owners of the Skivers Rest.
How was everybody?
Stressed, depressed, feeling defeatist and frustrated.
For the last 2 weeks, they've been waiting for the electricity to be reconnected so that they could open the bar. Now they've run out of money, so they've called their business broker for help.
As you know, I've been ringing the electric company every day now. It's either going to be tomorrow up till 2, or it'll be Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be the very, very latest date.
We said that last week.
It'll go on Wednesday.
Said that the week before and the week before that.
You're saying that it's a guarantee that we will get our
On Wednesday.
electric on?
On Wednesday.
With a promise from John, the Joneses have to evaluate whether to wait it out another day. But with no funds left to buy the stock and a month's rent pending, John thinks it wouldn't be the right decision for the family.
I don't think, even if you had the electricity on 2 weeks ago, and I'm being harsh, but I don't think you would have hit your sales target to generate enough money in that short time, in a 2-week period, to pay your rent at your apartment and to pay your living cost. I really am sympathetic to your cause here at the moment. But you need to do some workings out. See, I wish I could tell you what to do, I just haven't got the solution.
The only other thing is to sell it.
Selling the bar might now be the only option, but the Joneses are prepared to do whatever it takes to remain in Spain.
Borrow money for the rent.
Yes.
Sell the property. We'll have to go find jobs. We'll have to do whatever. That is the only solution. There's no point going around in circles. That is the only solution.
I think you're about right. Give me a month at it.
Yeah.
And I'll do my best in the month to get rid of it.
John will put the Skiver's Rest back on the market.
Okay.
For the Joneses, the dream of owning a business is over.
They perhaps shouldn't have done it in hindsight, but they're obviously like living their lives on the edge by the sound of it, and we all live our life differently. Who are we to judge?
For one last time, James pulls the shutter down on the Skiver's Rest. If they want to remain in Spain, they will have to find another way of earning money.
Don't know what I did in my past life, but it must have been something bloody awful.
Run your fingers.
A week later, there's no trace of the Joneses on the Costa del Sol.
I'm sad. I know, it's mixed feelings.
They've moved 240 kilometres away to Baza, a peaceful country town where the cost of living is much lower and where they hope they can get themselves together without going back to Wigan.
England is about 1,600 odd mile.
Is it? No.
Get walking now, you might make it by next year.
They're trying to secure jobs while Becca's boyfriend James has flown back to England.
If I showed you my purse, I've got about €15 left in it. I feel angry. Things that were out of our control made it that we weren't given the opportunity to try and make a go of it.
Could always throw a penny in the wishing well.
What, do you want, an English penny or a...
Oh, no. Exchange rate's better on an English penny.
Get better luck with the English penny.
For Dad Carl, this is not the end of the road. He is convinced his family will bounce back.
I think we've gone through about 3 to 4 recessions in our lifetime. We've pulled ourselves through. We'll do it again. Even if we get back to England and we lose the house, we'll just have to rent a house for the time being and start all over again. We'll get there.
I've chosen you 2 flavours.
The next week will be crucial for the Joneses. If they can't find a job, they will have to go back to the UK.
Hey, no, you're not supposed to swing on it.
The village of La Maze in rural France. Back in July, Matt and Helen Bradley knew they had just 3 months to turn his hypnotherapy skills into a viable business.
So you're walking along the beach and you look out to the seas.
So they could afford to continue living in France and building their dream home. That time is now up.
It's a matter of just building up a clientele, which means probably travelling around Dordogne, Charon, Limousin, where there are more English speakers.
And Matt's not just thinking about the English-speaking market.
It's about building up the confidence in the French people as well, that an English person can do it. Actually, I'm putting the onus on them. It's actually me and my own confidence of doing it. It's the reality.
One way to expand his fledgling hypnotherapy business would be to start catering for the French clients too.
Et c'est pas grave. Okay.
But ex-builder Matt has a problem.
My French came through the building site, so that's half the words I can't use. Un ciment blanc.
Blanc.
Et une sac. Ils ont changé le fabricateur, non?
We used to go to night school. I already had kind of O-level French, but Matt didn't have any at all. And I just remember the first lesson being absolutely horrific. He had to say, Je m'appelle Mathieu. That's all he had to say, but he couldn't say it. And so she'd say, no, say it again. And he literally tried to say it about 30 times. It was just absolutely awful.
I've had to re-educate myself because I was appalling at French at school and came out with a classic statement to my French teacher. When am I ever going to use French?
Well, Matt might need his French today. As his first French hypnotherapy client has arrived, Sandrine.
I tried to stop smoking alone, and it will be very difficult. I need someone to help me.
So what I say in the mornings is don't have a cigarette, So that's why she's hurt me, because she's actually gagging for a fag, she's saying. I'm going to hypnotise her to think that I speak French. I'll go and give her this water, because she'll be getting a little bit nervous, I should imagine. And try and prepare myself, because I'm now... I thought I said 10:30. She got here at 10 to 10. Good then. When I'm stopping someone smoking, that's a 25-page process. Ok, on fait comme ça. Ok. Garde vos têtes tout droit, comme ça, et suis mon doigt avec vos yeux. Ok? Excellent. You have to learn 25 pages of exact French. Là. Parfait. Ok. Et maintenant, tu fais comme ça.
By the end of the session, both Matt's and Sandrine's anxieties have disappeared.
Donc, si vous voulez quelque chose pour ça, mais passe un coup de fil, je vais faire souvenir. Hein?
Très bien. C'est fini?
C'est fini.
Super.
Ouais.
Je suis détendue, c'est très bien. I feel good, very stressless, like if I was light.
Smoking's difficult because it's smoke. It's smoke and mirrors. But once you give it something solid like a colour, a shape, a form, when it's a real thing, you can get rid of it by putting it in a chest and kicking it off a cliff, for example. And it really works.
I don't want to smoke. I think I will never smoke now. Yeah. I'm zen.
She did say that she works with a lot of people and she knows a lot of people who want to come if it works. And it did work. I could see it go in there.
With Matt now more confident of working with French clients, the Bradleys can see the hypnotherapy business taking off.
I just had a sense of it this morning. I think we've got 6 people booked already for next week, and they're normally sort of fairly last minute. And again, it's word of mouth and there's more Dordogne people coming in.
What are you looking at? Why aren't you doing that skirting in the kitchen?
Because I've got another client coming in.
Never mind, you've got time. What time is it? You've got loads of time. Come on.
40 minutes.
Come on, then we can move the chops on. I definitely think it's a more viable business now than at the beginning. It was kind of a jokey thing at the beginning, but having seen just how many people have been affected by it and, you know, whose lives have changed, you can't really deny, can you?
It hasn't been easy for the Bradleys.
Could you try and find the perfect last stone for up there?
Oh, here we go. What about this one? Oh, that will do.
That looks perfect to me, actually.
But as the summer draws to a close, their dream of growing a new business and building a home is finally becoming a reality.
Very proud of him. You know, he always pulls it out of the bag, don't you, brothers?
I'm a very lucky guy, you know. I really am, and I just didn't... I don't know how that happened.
In southern Spain on the Costa del Sol, the Skyver's Rest's shutters have been closed for nearly a month now. And its former owners, the Jones family, are back home in England.
240, thank you.
Wendy and Carl are running their new bar, 1,600 miles away.
How are you?
Not bad, thank you.
And just 10 minutes from their home.
There you go, sir. 230, please. Thank you very much.
The Joneses had sold everything to fund their life in Spain. And for Wendy in particular, it was a bruising experience, especially when they visited the bar one last time.
At 5 o'clock at night, we go to the bar and they turn the electric on. It was heartbreaking.
2 of them, please.
So,
with no money left to buy the stock needed to open the bar, Wendy took the decision to pull the plug on their Spanish adventure.
I just had to say, enough's enough. I can't do this. I need to go home.
Better day out today, isn't it?
Yes.
It was chucking it down with rain yesterday. It was horrible.
I do believe we made the right decision to come back when we did. I think it would have been too much of a struggle if we'd have tried to carry on any longer and to try borrowing any more money off family. would have just put us further and further in debt than we already are.
But Wendy can see the light at the end of the tunnel, now that her and Carl have steady UK jobs along with daughter Becca.
Free, Mum. Nothing's free in this place, love.
In 2 years, with the plan we've got, hopefully we'll be back in the black everywhere. And then we can start looking forward as to what we're going to take on from there.
As for James, he's now living with Becca in North Manchester and looking for his next job.
It feels really good to be back in England. I do like the countryside. 5-10 minutes away from my house where I'm living now. I've got this. Speak the same language.
He's not abandoning the Spanish dream just yet and is confident that this isn't the end of the story.
Learning curve, a big one. It does annoy me that we did come back to the UK. I will miss Spain. And in the future, if me and Mrs decide so, then we'll think about going back.
And it's not just James who regrets leaving the Skivers Rest.
I think about Spain a lot. We could have made it, but just the way things happen. And could have done with a bit more money, couldn't we? Yeah.
I wish it would have worked out because we had a lot of vision for that place and we were in the right spot, I think, for the potential customers that we wanted.
You don't sell pins, do you?
Actually, we do.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, at least we could turn around and say we've done it.
Yeah, true.
When you give it a go, life's life. You can't just go, oh, I'm feeling so useless, I just want to drop everything. You just carry on.
But just 8 miles from the Skivers Rest, it is the end of an incredibly successful season for best friends Gary and Karen, owners of Sam's Bar.
I knew that we'd do okay, but I didn't believe that we'd do this well.
€6, thank you.
It exceeded expectations, which is just, for me, yeah, I'm definitely living the dream.
Do you want to sit just here at the front there? Yeah? Yeah. Come on. Sam's Fuengirola, our little baby, our #1 bar.
Gary and Karen wanted to invest their profits in Gary's old bar in Benalmadena, also called Sam's.
That's lovely. Thanks very much, Dad. Thank you.
But the negotiations by Gary's lawyer have failed, and the bar is no longer for sale.
The one thing that I've learned in the short time I've been over it, you cannot get emotionally attached to a bar. You can't, because if you do that, then it sways your decisions and your thoughts and everything. In other words, you've got to be able to let things go as well.
But Gary and Karen haven't given up their expansion plans.
OK, well, now we're going through into the top part of our bar, which is where the bar as itself is then.
Today, they're looking at an old Spanish bar and restaurant that has just stopped trading. It's only 5 minutes from their bar in Fuengirola, but they have big plans for it.
All of the tiles, which goes nearly halfway up the wall, and it completely goes all the way around the whole bar, doesn't it? That's all going to be cladded with wood, so like tongued and grooved. So it comes in lines with the wooden beams we got in here and the wood that's going on. It's going to be predominantly a sports bar. This is what this is going to be. So as you come in this part of the bar alone, there's going to be 7 big TVs. So this is our kitchen, our
Very exciting kitchen.
in a difference to Sam's Fuengirola, we're going more of a grill, aren't we?
A grill, bar and grill.
This is a professional, proper setup. And it's perfect for what we want to do with our menu, isn't it? There is a market there for it, and there certainly is a gap as well. We will be the biggest sports bar in Los Boliches. I'm bloody nervous now. It's massive. It's a big project, and it's a lot different for what Sam's Fuengirola. This is a lot different.
The new bar will seat 120 people, 4 times as many as Sam's.
Don't want
We want the bar stools.
Yeah. Bar stools, yeah.
So these business partners are stretching themselves.
The lease, we're at about €80,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? But it will work. So we're looking to open this one now in mid-February. So we've got a lot of things to go on, apart from all the decor it needs doing and all the work it needs doing. It's also recruiting as well. The main work in here, really, is the cladding on the tiles. It goes all the way around the bar.
And it's very Spanish at the moment.
It's very Spanish, and that's going to cost us in a region of just over €5,000. OK, now we're off to the lawyers now to go and actually just sign the contract for Sam's Los Boliches.
The opening is just 4 months away, but Gary and Karen are confident they can replicate the success of their first bar.
I've got to say, every day's a school day, and it's very, very true. You learn something every single day. We've learned from the success of the place. Large, why not get on? I'm excited about how big this could actually become.
Yeah.
If truth be known, it's a big bar, and if we get it right, that's what excites me. We've got an exciting year ahead of us, for one reason or another, haven't we? And in different shapes and forms, and there's going to be challenges, but that's what gets me going anyway, to be honest with you. Life's boring otherwise, isn't it?
The Jones family have now moved on and is managing an even bigger pub in Greater Manchester. After 3 months on the market, the Skiver's Rest in Ben Almadena has not been sold yet. Since opening his hypnotherapy room, Matt has had over 200 customers. Hypnotherapy is now his primary income, and he is finally earning enough to support his family and the construction of their house. In Fuengirola, best friends Gary and Karen have just recruited another 10 staff and had a successful opening night for Sam's too, exactly 1 year after opening their first bar together. Next time, a brand new set of great escapers heading to Europe hoping to make a new life in the sun. 2 ex-Londoners race to open an exclusive business in rural France.
But absolutely right now, that seems slightly impossible.
But have they bitten off more than they can chew?
Finish outside, finish bedrooms, finish swimming pool. It's basically just like finish everything.
Will a series of setbacks?
The more I walk, I get to the stage where I will just collapse.
Threaten the future of this Spanish bar?
So like, if I couldn't leave Minnie, now I can't leave Mum, so I can't go in and help see the bar.
And the couple opening an observatory in France.
It's hugely important that this works because we don't actually have a plan B.
But will their dream be lost in translation?
I'm just not used to the French tape measures. The numbers are all in foreign.
Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
I feel relaxed already.
And breathe.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
We have to get going, because that's what we're here for, to run a B&B.
So to fund their fairy tale,
Champagne tastes and lemonade money.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business.
What could go wrong?
On this series, we follow those expats, setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain
Suddenly, all hell breaks loose.
to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
We're in trouble.
But will they flourish? Or will they fail?
We have no money. Oh, la la.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
If we don't give it a go now, there's always going to be that what if.
No pain, no gain.
On today's show,
This is really crucial. They've got to get this absolutely level.
an unusual B&B races towards opening day.
This could be a complete disaster.
But will its rookie owners complete the building work?
It's all trial and error, and of course there isn't a lot of room for error now.
It's a big day on the Costa Blanca, as a couple work together at their bar for the very first time.
Steve and I worked together before and it didn't go so well. Well, we tended to argue quite a lot. Like, we'd be in the kitchen and be like, and then we'd go out front and be like, hi, how are you?
And just 24 hours before its first guests arrive.
Some people like hairdryers, somewhere to hang your clothes up.
It's time for the finishing touches for this French B&B.
The sticky labels have been up for quite a long time and none of it has really been done.
The Dordogne, the Valley of 1,000 castles and one of the most beautiful areas of France. 3,500 square miles of stunning countryside, traditional chateaux and historic villages. It's no surprise that this is one of the most popular places tourists choose to visit and Brits choose to settle.
What size is this lemon now? It's ridiculous. That's like somebody's given these plants magic potion.
Jo Gell and her partner Alice Barnett from London have moved to this complex of country houses just outside the town of Vertillac, where they are setting up a restaurant and B&B, and they're not missing the UK at all.
Don't miss getting on the tube. 1 hour each way to work with people staring at you and shoving you. Now, yeah, walking across the garden as a commute is lovely.
But we do go back to London, and it's really actually very nice to be able to dip in and then come back here.
Jo and Alice have just opened their new restaurant, À Table, to rave reviews.
Perfect.
Absolutely
wonderful. One of the best meals we've had since we've been in France, and we've been here a number of years.
Well, this is a little amuse-bouche.
Beautiful meal, most enjoyable. We will return.
We do have word of mouth, and it's brilliant. I mean, we have a packed-out restaurant, you know, every time we open now, which is amazing.
People book without knowing what the menu is.
I never know what's going to be in season, and it's locally sourced and it's organic.
And that's exciting.
And now, still revelling in their gastronomic success, they're hoping to make their B&B a hit too.
So this is our new B&B, or it will be, hopefully. We have 4 ensuite bedrooms. So this is étoile, which means star. This one, it's the biggest king-size room, but Joe's mum said we're not allowed to call it kings because most of our customers are actually French and they have a really bad association with monarchy.
But whereas the couple have previous restaurant experience, this is totally uncharted territory.
There's quite a lot to do. We've never run a B&B before, so we are trying to kind of figure out how you do it. It can't be that hard.
Over the last month, Jo and Alice have concentrated on furnishing their restaurant, which means that work on the B&B is a bit behind schedule.
I've walked around and put some sticky labels on walls and furniture just to remind us of what we need to do. So yeah, we're missing the finessing of everything. We're missing mirrors, some people like hairdryers, somewhere to hang your clothes up, really.
With their first group booking in just 6 days' time,
Might need replacing a few of them.
They need to get painting, and fast.
Yeah, we fell a little bit behind with this room. And this is the last room to finish. So it'll be wonderful when it's done.
So to give them the best chance of hitting their deadline, it's all hands on deck. Jo's hands, that is.
If I put a shelf up myself, I would never put one of my most precious objects on it because I just would think it would crash to the floor in a minute.
The paint is going on thick and fast, but with the guests only a few days away, have they got time to make this B&B into something really special?
We just need all of it to be ready as soon as possible. It's dragged on.
Charente in southwest France. This unspoilt and sparsely populated region is one of the quietest in France. The absence of light pollution from the big cities makes it the ideal place to enjoy nature and observe the night skies. And that's just what drew keen astronomer Andrew Davis and his wife Sue here. Sue and Andrew paid just €60,000, around £45,000 at the time, for this farmhouse and 2.5 acres of land just outside the town of Compilation. They hope to open an observatory with attached accommodation so stargazing tourists can also enjoy this peaceful part of the world.
That whole laid-back lifestyle is very much us. Here, it's the way everybody lives.
They've been working on the interior decoration as a team and now just have the bunk beds left to build.
Are you holding? So if I let go of this, it's not going to drop.
It depends on what the weight's like, your end.
It dropped. Up a bit. Stop. Down a bit. Stop.
I'm the project manager, without a doubt.
Definitely.
Project manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue tells me what to do, when to do it, and in what order. And I just go and do it. I'll tell you what, Lovey, these ain't going anywhere.
But if he likes to feel he's in charge, bless him, then I'm not going to argue with him. It makes him feel good about himself. Happier now that we've got that.
Well done. Let's get the first people in. When are they coming?
The centrepiece of their new venture will be a fully kitted out observatory. Before they can welcome paying guests, they need to finish the most important job of all, fitting the rolling roof. It's a very technical job, so Andrew's flown in his engineer friend Dave from England to help.
Because I don't know what I'm doing, I'm literally following Dave's advice. Thank God I've got Dave here. Can I get this done for, well, before I go, really?
The measuring again, which is never a good thing if Andrew's in charge. But this is really crucial. They've got to get this absolutely level because the way the roof rolls. It's all trial and error, and of course there isn't a lot of room for error now at this stage.
Getting there, getting there. That's probably going to be my catchphrase. On my coffin will say, "Here lies the body of Andrew Davis." Getting there.
Dave's expert knowledge is key to fixing the roof, but he has a plane to catch in just 2 hours.
This is an 11 o'clock call.
You joking?
Like that?
Yeah.
The rolling roof is designed to slide halfway back over the observatory to allow their guests to use the telescope in the open air. The other half will remain undercover, creating a warm environment to analyse computer data. It's a complicated build and the mechanism needs to be in place before Dave leaves.
He's not going back to the airport until we've done it, so he may miss his flight.
Fine, no problem.
This is your 12 o'clock warning.
We've got half an hour.
At last, a roll on, roll off roof.
Very pleased.
How, buddy?
Well done, matey. Well done. I have a roof that moves.
That's your lot.
Fly.
That's it. That's your lot, boys.
And just in the nick of time, the mechanism's finished.
What do you think, Lovey?
That's wonderful. Massive step forward, and we can't thank you enough, really, for what you've put in, because I couldn't have done it with him.
It's been bloody hard work. Bloody hard work. But it's been fantastic to help these guys get to this stage.
It's a bit overwhelming that someone would give up their holiday, precious holiday days, to actually come and work so hard for us, and then to say afterwards that he really enjoyed it and he's loved being part of it.
They've got the passion and the desire to do it, so I think they'll make a good go of it.
But will Sue and Andrew be able to finish the tricky job now they're back on their own?
See you in a bit.
Spain. One of the most laid-back countries in Europe and the favourite destination for thousands of Brits looking for a new life abroad. Long lunches and even the traditional siesta are still the norm for many residents here, who take their time to really enjoy life in the sun. Steve Stallion, his fiancée Kelly and mother-in-law Gail have been living in the town of Javier for 5 months now, and they're running a large bar called Gecko.
Like, I do sit here now and I think, wow, how lucky are we to live here?
But
and that's nice, and I appreciate, and you feel like you've got a good life.
It's the peak of the summer season. With tourists flooding the Javier seafront, the stallions hope they can cash in on this. But they're one man down. Gail has been bedridden for 4 days due to a bad back.
It's like somebody's got a poker and they're poking me in the back. I've had back problems all my life. It's just that I've never had it so intensified.
And it's hard because obviously there's so few of us to work at the bar. I mean, I could go in, but I can't leave Mum now. So like before I couldn't leave Millie, now I can't leave Mum, so I can't go in and help Steve at the bar.
1, 2, 3. Enough?
But just a couple of weeks later, there's good news. Gail is finally out and about, and she's visiting English expat and massage practitioner Amanda.
Gail couldn't move, she couldn't get out of the bed actually. She was a lot of inflammation in the kind of sciatic area. So we just cooled it down and we just calmed her down. So today we're just going to do a relaxing massage and just work on just keep that body in balance.
Amanda, originally from London, has been in Javier for 10 years.
Focus on that breathing, relax, enjoy, all is well.
While Gail is slowly drifting away, for Steve and Kelly, it's going to be a very big day.
You reckon we'll be busy?
I've no idea. I mean, the sun's coming back out again, so like last week when we got here, it was people waiting already, weren't they?
They've managed to get their daughter Millie into summer school, so today will be Kelly's first day working in the family bar.
Steve and I worked together before and it didn't go so well. And we tended to argue quite a lot. Like we'd be in the kitchen and be like, and then we'd go out front and be like, hi, how are you?
The first clients of the day have arrived and ordered 2 mojito cocktails.
2 lime wedges, yeah?
Yes, sir.
It's a tall order for Kelly, who's used to being her own boss.
If your hands are clean, use your hands.
My hands are clean, but it's okay. 12 mint leaves, I know that.
At least there's expert help at hand. Partner Steve has been running bars in the UK for 14 years.
When you get your small handful of mints, what you do is you just give it a couple of smacks and it gets all the aromas and the flavours like moving in the drink.
Steve can be very particular about certain things, so sometimes we used to take the out of him. But it's just because we love him.
Stop trying to wind me out. Well, look, we might as well have blended that. Because you don't have to kill it, you've actually smashed that one to pieces.
I haven't smashed it, it looks deliciously well mixed.
Are you watching? Don't walk away. Oh, no, I don't like them. They're not working for me. They were just too short, I'm sorry. There you go.
So refreshing. Honestly, I used to hate mojitos, now they're one of my favourites.
Time to serve Kelly's first cocktail. Will it pass these customers' taste test? Phew. 2 satisfied customers, and 2 more have arrived. Kelly's on a roll.
Steve?
Yes, my baby.
How much is a pint of Australia?
$2.75. She's very good at what she does, and I think because she hadn't done it for so long, her confidence has dropped. But there was no need for it to have dropped because she is so natural at it.
Are you 2 keeping well? Good. That's good. It feels really good to be back. And having a little job and, being busy. I like it a lot, yeah.
While Kelly's getting to grips with her new job, Gecko still has work to do. It's one of the biggest bars in the area and it takes a lot of filling.
Everything's an unknown still, do you know what I mean? The business is picking up and good, but completely honest with you now, I thought we were going to be busier than what we are.
A half-empty bar in peak season is a worry for the Stallion family. And although for the moment Gail's mind is on other things...
It's quite nice, stop thinking.
The big question now is, can the Stallion family drum up even more customers and improve their takings before the season ends?
Yes, good. Ready for work. Is my hair all right? I forgot
In Charente in southwest France, keen astronomer Andrew and his wife Sue are racing to finish the centrepiece of their new stargazing B&B business, the Observatory. Andrew drafted in his engineer friend Dave from England to help with the tricky task of creating a rolling roof. But now Dave has had to return to the UK, so Andrew and Sue will have to finish the job on their own.
I'm putting me roof tiles on.
The observatory has been varnished, but the roof cladding still needs to be done.
Hey, I tell you what,
What?
It's a nice view from up here.
Is it?
Can you pass me a standy-up one? It's very satisfying watching a roof come together.
See if the joins line up on either side.
It doesn't matter whether they do or not. I'm not taking them off. The errors with the French measuring system.
After just a couple more minor mishaps...
This could be a complete disaster.
I can't see where the A-frame is. It's missed altogether. I don't think this is going to be very watertight.
The roof is finally on. But will the mechanism still work with the extra weight?
So this is it, the first roll. And if we can't move it, we're in big trouble.
If this doesn't work, we'll probably drink about 2 or 3 bottles of wine, I think. In fact, that bit's not on straight. This frame has moved slightly.
Luckily, it doesn't take long for Andrew to get things back on track.
Well done, my darling. Well done. Congratulations.
Don't push me. Pleased, pleased, pleased. Happy bunny, smiley face.
But he knows there's still lots to do. The floor needs to be laid and the accommodation finished.
I do get worried sometimes. You wake up on the morning and think, oh my gosh, we've got all that work still left to do. But why would you want to give all this up? All this land, wonderful climate, beautiful town, clear skies.
In a small hamlet near Vertillac in the French Dordogne, partners Joe and Alice are a day away from their first group booking. They've completed the main building and decoration work and are now ready to welcome their guests.
I'm really nervous about running a B&B because I've never done it before. Joe just keeps mentioning Fawlty Towers and, who knows?
The rooms are still missing quite a few finishing touches. So today, Alice and Joe's mum, Tanya, are heading to the local brocante.
How are you? Very good. How are you?
To pick up some stylish accessories.
It is proper Aladdin's cave in here, isn't it? That's absolutely gorgeous. That's very cute.
Oh, look.
That's nice cute. For keys. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is an objet. Are those actual hooves? Would you hang off those? Your big fur coat. Look at that! That's great. Oh my God, that reminds me of being at school. Definitely buy that. And $150 for this, wasn't it? So brilliant. I'm definitely having both of those.
So at least they've got the furniture. Now they need to put everything into place.
And they've got 4 motorbikes. The neighbours are gonna love us. On the menu today, we have trouble with the neighbours, room not ready. Yeah.
It's the day of the arrival of their first B&B guests and their bikes. They're due early evening, but Joe and Alice still need to install all the shelves.
No one will ever know.
So far, so good.
If everything is slightly off, it's part of the charm. You don't want anything to be, like, equal, because that would spoil it, I think.
I don't think that would be shabby French chic.
Yeah, no, we're going for shabby chic here, so everything needs to be on a slight angle. Yeah. That's the way I want it to be. Don't tell anyone any different, because that's the way I want it to be.
By 2 o'clock, the rooms are fully furnished.
Look, okay. That is so comfortable.
But they still need to clean up dirt.
We've got 4 hours to sort out 3 rooms.
And make the beds.
This isn't bad, considering the state it was in this morning.
Finally, with just an hour to spare, the king, 2 doubles and a twin room are ready.
Right, 2 bikers in here tonight.
2 little thin ones.
I hope so, yeah.
So that big, they won't be.
They're going to be lying there like Eric and Ernie, aren't they?
Toilet seat down or what?
Toilet seat down.
It's been a hard slog, but Joe and Alice have pulled it off.
There's hot water, there's a clean shower, beautiful comfy beds.
There is hot water, right?
With the guests due any moment, all Joe and Alice can do now is wait.
You ready? You sure you're ready? Okay. Wow, nice one.
But as time ticks on, there's no sign of their first guests.
What time do we wait up for them? I mean...
That's another good question as well. We have no idea. We've never done it before. It's so different from the restaurant when you know that people are coming because they book at a certain time. When people book into the bed and breakfast, you haven't got a clue, have you?
We're not very good at it yet, are we?
No.
I mean, it's 9 o'clock now. Way past my bedtime.
With no news from the guests, Joe and Alice decide to turn in. Has their last-minute dash to the finish all been for nothing? Just outside Compilation, astronomer Andrew and his wife Sue have been working on their new B&B with a difference.
I think we're actually waking up in the morning thinking, right, come on, let's get on and let's get this done. And it is a nice challenge. It's a great challenge to have.
We bought this as our forever home. We have no intentions of going back to the UK.
They're hoping to attract tourists to a region with no light pollution to gaze at the night skies from their specially built observatory. They need to open in November, when the stars are at their brightest. But with just a few weeks to go, they're getting concerned about the lack of bookings.
Everyone's saying they're all raving about it. Hundreds of likes on the different postings and people commenting, and you just think, well, book it then. Put me out of misery.
And before customers do finally arrive, there's another small problem to address. Sue hasn't yet driven in France, but will need to step up to help Andrew with airport pickups. Time for a driving lesson.
I don't like it, never liked driving. I've never driven outside the UK. So we're going to start off gently. We've got a great big field, so I'm just going to get used to the left-hand drive, all the gear stick and everything on the other side, and get used to the van, have a little go of driving the van. We're only in the field. I can't really kill anybody.
But it seems the dogs are keeping out of the way just in case.
And what's reverse? Push down?
Lift that up.
Lift up?
Yeah.
So is that in first then, don't you?
Yeah.
First. Okay. Probably not really. Are we down a dip?
Could be, yeah. The handbrake might not be off.
I don't really get the chance to to do the gears, will I? Perhaps I'll get a taste for rallying now, going around the field, and I'll decide to take that up as a sport. Yeah. It possibly is harder driving a right-hand drive on the wrong side of the road, because that way your brain is having to process it, isn't it? That
It's really difficult for overtaking as well, because you can't see out.
It's not really relevant. I won't be overtaking anymore.
I'll tell you what I did notice though. We both put our seatbelts on.
Am I ready for my advanced driver's course?
You are
then?
ready for your advanced driver's course now. Well done.
Next step.
Airport.
Le Mans.
With a driving lesson under her belt, it's time to think again about how they might attract customers to their fledgling business. So they've decided to take action and drum up some community support.
Tomorrow, we've been here 3 months to the day, and we've got an open evening for local people. We've got the mayor, the newspaper, the tourist office. We've invited various other people, really the local people, to come up and see what we're doing.
This is an important event. Sue and Andrew hope that showing off their business to the locals will spread the word.
I probably need a cup of tea before I lift another one.
Look at that, made to measure.
And there's one guest they really need to impress, the Mayor of Compilation.
It's difficult to explain if you've never been to France before, but it is like The Godfather. without him on board, you would struggle. Mind your back bench.
So Sue and Andrew are determined to show off their place at its best.
Unless you want whacking with the floorboard.
We have been really pushing to get the rooms done for this weekend. We made a clear decision that obviously we're not going to have the whole place done for tomorrow for the open evening. And actually it was more about showing people the stage that we're at and coming to see the observatory and having a look to understand what we're looking to do.
But Sue is concerned that Andrew may be doing too much.
Are you at a point where you can stop soon?
Give me half an hour.
Right, no more then. OK.
Yeah.
OK. And we'll go and do the sunset with a beer. It's going to be a good one.
So it'll be another early start tomorrow to complete the work in time for their VIP guests.
Shattered. Absolutely. Cream crackered.
In Javier, eastern Spain, it's the peak of the tourist season.
I am melting. It's absolutely roasting.
At the Gecko Bar and Grill, there's good news. Gail's bad back has finally improved enough for her to start work again.
Rosado, what you want? Agua con gas.
Con gas, water. I'll let you deal with the food side, darling. Here we are.
The Stallion family is counting on the summer season to bring in the majority of their yearly income. Gecko is the newest bar in town, and there's been a steady stream of tourists checking it out.
And her very words were, "It's beautiful." I think she was looking at you when she said that, but I was hoping she meant the bar.
A bit rough. A bit pretty rough.
But if the Stallions want to make a success of their new venture, they have to hit a pretty ambitious target.
I've got 3,000 rent to pay. We need to pay about 7,000 to just say, sweep our doors clean.
That means at least 70 customers through the door each day. The Stallions need to attract more people to the bar, and Gail's had a brainwave.
We are going to Total Radio to do a half-hour interview to talk about the Gecko Bar and what we're doing there.
Hello, good afternoon. Costa.
Gail's massage practitioner, Amanda, DJs on the Friday afternoon slot for this English-speaking station and has invited Gail to be on the programme.
How are you doing out there? Is it hot enough for you today?
Gail has never been on the radio before.
I'm fine, actually. I think the older you get, the less you worry. Kids, this is really it. Hollywood. Kenny said, on your own.
Yeah, time to get out, Gail.
Oh, is it that way? Sorry. I'm not used to this. It's like Heathrow. Where do I go? I'm not too close, am I?
No, the closer the better. But it's not good. Give it a big snog.
The station broadcasts to a 180-kilometre wide area, so it's a great opportunity to sell the bar.
So we've got the lovely Gail Lives in the studio today, and she's going to be talking about her new adventure, really.
Yes, I have come over to Spain to open a beautiful bar called the Gecko Bar and Grill.
Oh, that's a good name. How did you come up with that name?
The gecko is because I come from Africa and I had a little squash gecko in my cabinet back in Africa and I framed it and I have it on my wall.
As in an actual squashed gecko?
Yes, perfectly formed, a little baby one.
Oh, very cute.
It's an interesting approach to marketing.
Have you got anything special going on? Anything you want to share with us?
We play a lot of music up there. It's lovely. We, as I say, would like to get somebody or people who are interested in playing music, live music. I even quite fancy somebody brought up to me a comedy evening.
That would be a good idea.
That's cool. There's nobody else that I know in this area.
No, not at all.
I think a comedy night would be fantastic because everybody likes a little bit of a laugh. So get in touch, give them a call, go up there, guys. They're really lovely, they're very friendly.
Just come and join us at the Gecko Bar and Grill.
Gail hopes to attract not just customers, but also acts and musicians to Gecko. Will her broadcasting debut be a turning point?
I've really enjoyed that. Our first time on the radio. People aren't aware of how much we've done. And I mean, even they now think, let's come and have a look.
It's early morning at Joe and Alice's new B&B in France. And after a long wait, their first paying guest did finally show up.
Our bikers finally turned up at about just before midnight last night, which is great. I don't know if the neighbours were too thrilled.
It turns out the bikers are celebrities in their native country, looking to be away from the limelight, so Joe and Alice's remote hideaway gets the thumbs up.
And it was only so late when I said, do you actually want to see where your rooms are? Here you go, there's a key. And they loved it. They had a really good time.
All the effort of yesterday, when it turns out those people have an amazing time and they say to you, thank you so much, and you know, kiss you on the way out, and you know that you've made them feel at home. Every milestone we're reaching at the moment is another little triumph.
So when people go and stay in the rooms, we want them to go away thinking, wow, what a little treasure we just found.
The guests have now checked out, so Joe and Alice are keen to see how their once immaculate rooms have been left.
When we put this shelf up yesterday, I never thought it'd be used for a towel. But that's okay. I thought it'd be used for a book.
The bikers proved to be the perfect guests, but after dealing with a tricky arrival, these novice B&Bers are left wondering whether they need a policy for future departures.
What happens if everything's broken? Like if they smash pictures and the wall?
And then we come and check the rooms after they check out and everything's broken. Then what do you do? I don't know, sit and rest.
Yeah, but they've gone.
And Alice reckons she has a cunning plan.
So literally as they're checking out, we go, 1 second, customer, lovely guest.
We're just going to nip up and see if you've teethed anything.
All in all, a successful stay, but there are plenty more challenges still to come.
That was our first group booking. Our biggest worry now is what happens when we have a group booking followed by another one, and also a restaurant service, because we haven't done that yet, and that is going to be that's my real fear now, I think.
They don't have a long wait. It's the height of the summer season, and Joe and Alice are about to find out if they have what it takes to be B&B hosts and run a restaurant.
This weekend's like a massive weekend for us. It's our first big weekend with our changeovers and all that kind of stuff.
Tonight there's a dinner service already in full swing, with plenty of regulars returning to the restaurant à table.
Nice to see you. How are you? Ages. I'm very well.
Yes.
So happy to see you.
It's been a mad day. Like I said, I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I went to the cash and carry. So tonight we're cooking for 40.
Add into the mix a fully booked B&B and Sunday lunch tomorrow, Joe and Alice certainly have their work cut out.
Everyone's ordered hot breakfast tomorrow, which is great for me in the kitchen because we've also got to do Sunday lunch. You're all right to start at 9, right?
It seems so mad that we've got quite a small restaurant and quite a small B&B, but my goodness, the hours you have to put in to do it.
It is extremely stressful.
Tonight, Jo is going all out on her menu with a choice of fish or veal, along with assorted sides. She's also making a special seaside-themed dessert.
It's like my childhood from the beach. So we have some jelly that looks like the sea, made with blue bowls. We've got a fudge and pralines edible sand. What else we got? Oh, mini milks. I like mini milks.
And her kitchen is a hive of activity.
I'm mad. Mad, I tell you. My fish is ready and my sauce is ready. My warm salad's ready. Okay, so am I good to go on fish? I'm going to take 2 of these through.
It's turning into a knockout night with the food and Alice's hospitality going down a storm.
I need you two lovelies. I look like a right scrub bag.
Ready?
Yeah.
Steady. Fromage! Yay!
But as the night goes on, Alice is coming face to face with the realities of life running a restaurant with rooms above.
Right now we have somebody in the room with a baby. So I'm not gonna wash up my stuff right now because that would wake them up. So you kind of go, okay, you do that, you do that, you do that, but let's do it really quietly.
It's been a successful service in the restaurant, but will a B&B full of guests bring more headaches in the morning? In Compilation, it's a big day for Sue and Andrew. They're finally launching their observatory and B&B so that tourists can enjoy the area's beautiful night skies. Today, they've invited members of the local community for a preview.
So for the tourist board and the mayor's office and that, for them to know what we've got here, it means the more people know that, the more chance we've got of increasing bookings.
After 3 months, the accommodation has taken shape. Now Sue and Andrew need to get their heads round being the hosts with the most.
We have no idea how many people are coming. We've issued invites to the mayor's office and the tourist board and the local paper and everything, so we don't actually know who's coming.
Could be 2, it could be 22.
Yeah.
Sue and Andrew need to impress this crowd today. Though the farm is not as tidy as they'd hoped, they are hoping their hand-built observatory will really win them over.
All we need now is a clear sky and some punters. No, that is the telescope.
People are due to come from 5. I wish I'd said 6 now. It's a shame that we didn't make it a bit later.
Look at this. I've got an observatory with a telescope in it. I am chuffed to bits. Absolutely chuffed to bits.
It's now 5 o'clock and time to get ready to welcome the observatory's very first visitors.
But, I mean, glamming up is not my thing at all, really, these days. I don't really do glamming. I'm certainly cleaner than I have been, so...
But just as guests begin to arrive...
Hello, Sadie.
So does a digger, being dropped off to begin work on installing the septic tank next week. And just after it's been unloaded... disaster strikes.
They've taken the phone line out, which means we've got no internet, telephone or anything, which isn't good. It's not good at all.
Without a phone line, it'll be impossible for Sue and Andrew to take any internet bookings. But for now, they have more pressing issues. More guests are arriving.
This is our mayor. This is our VIP guest. Très important.
No.
Oui, 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 oui. Andrew, I have customers for you. Monsieur le maire.
Et donc ça, comment ça se passe
Yeah, oui, very good. It's aujourd'hui fini. Aujourd'hui fini. Oui. Là.
It's going well. The mayor is impressed by the telescope and other visitors are wowed by the transformation of this run-down farm.
Yeah, because last time I came, it was just...
This was a hovel. It was a hovel, wasn't it?
And in a real show of community spirit, one guest has even offered to go home to fetch his cherry picker to fix the telephone cable.
Oh, what a star.
Right, come and have a look at my observatory.
I'd love to see your observatory.
Mind your head when you get in.
People are now queuing to check out the observatory.
So that will give you an image of the moon 120 times greater than what you can see with the naked eye. Yeah. It's a special scope purely for looking at the sun. It's what they call a hydrogen alpha telescope.
Which is a great sign for the future of this business.
Everybody managed to have a look at the sun. The mayor was very impressed with that. He thought that was really good. It's a proud moment. I'm really pleased, really, really pleased.
Having had a quick look today, I think it's going to do well. I really want to see them do well. We'll support them. We'll send people out here.
And after a guided tour, the mayor is happy to welcome the new business into his town.
Ma première réaction, ça a été la surprise. Voilà, donc c'était vraiment la surprise parce qu'à Confelon, on n'est pas trop habitué à ça. J'ai tout de suite compris que c'était des gens qui avaient envie de proposer quelque chose de nouveau. Donc ouais, pour la ville, moi je trouvais que c'était intéressant. Je le donnerais, donc c'était parfait quoi.
Voilà.
Merci.
Astro Farm, we love it here. We love it here. You said oui.
Good luck for the future.
Merci. Thank you.
It's been a very long day.
Thank you for coming.
No, thank you.
Lovely to see you. No, you're welcome.
It's really interesting.
Oh, keep in touch. Keep coming up and seeing us.
But Andrew and Sue are delighted with the response they've had.
People are impressed and they think we're doing the right thing and they like what we've done, then...
I think the more people tell us that, the more convinced we are that we've done the right thing.
Everybody's planning on coming up tomorrow night to do some
and
observing.
I wanted a night off.
I'm going to go to bed early. You can stand out there in the cold with them
Leave
on,
me to it.
with your new observatory.
Yeah.
This event has boosted Andrew and Sue's confidence. Now they're just hoping it won't be too long until they're welcoming some paying stargazers to their new business. Next time,
Don't panic, Mr. Mannering, don't panic.
a pair of Brits find themselves all at sea.
I've never been out in a boat when it's broke down, ever. Never.
But is the pressure of their new business getting too much?
2 Valium and a glass of white wine, please.
Could there be fireworks at Joe and Alice's restaurant and B&B?
We've never had a full hotel plus a full service before.
As they hit their busiest night yet.
I don't know how to do both.
And Gecko Bar drafts in some extra help.
Mandy is fun, energetic, fireball, opinionated little firecracker.
But are feathers about to be ruffled?
Could be the doghouse for when Stevie doesn't perform properly.